in free agency. So I do think that
he was
traded. Sorry, he left. He was traded. I do think that there is a case to be made, though, that I think they should be open to different options. I know everyone's penciling in Max Domi right now. I'm sure Michelli might get an opportunity at some point once they're comfortable with what and he's comfortable. But, if I'm looking at, I look at a guy like Bob McMahon who had a good start to the year and kind of fizzled. Can he put himself in that conversation? Like, I think there are players that maybe, in the past may have not gotten that opportunity that might get it now. So I'm curious to see how that will work.
Absolutely. So those are some of the top storylines that we're intrigued by and will be taking a look for throughout the next couple of weeks here in Maple Leafs training camp. Curious to hear from the listeners. You can reach out to us online on Twitter. Reach out to us if you're watching on YouTube in the comment section below. What else are you intrigued by? What other camp battles or storylines are you interested in for the Maple Leafs over the next couple of weeks? Let us know down below or online on Twitter. One other thing that I wanted to bring up and discuss with you, Dave, and we haven't talked about it in a couple of days, I guess. But as of now, and to be honest, it's the night before camp as of the time that we are recording this, so I suppose it could wake up to some news. But as of now, it appears Connor McDavid will be heading to training camp without a contract. Without an extension, I should say. He is contracted to play this year, but no extension in place, which would make him a free agent at the end of this upcoming season. Where do you think the concern-o-meter is now for McDavid? I thought, or for Oilers fans, I always thought that this would be a big inflection point on the concern-o-meter, where there were still a few weeks for him to get something sorted out. He had come out and talked about he wanted to be patient. He wanted to talk it over with his family, talk it over with his agent and figure out the future. Well, they've had weeks since we last heard from him at the Hockey Canada event, where was it the Olympic? What they call it? The Olympic. Whatever. All the Olympians.
The Olympic
were there.
orientation camp.
Orientation. That's what I was looking for. The Olympic orientation camp. It's been a few weeks, and still have not had any extension to announce. Now, again, we could wake up in the morning and there could be an extension. If that's the case, then just completely disregard everything that we're about to say, obviously.
Yeah.
But if that does not happen, if the people who are listening to this and this contract has not been signed, no extension is signed, and McDavid enters day one of camp without a deal, like, where's the concern-o-meter for Edmonton at this point?
I mean, it should be concerning, similar to how it was getting concerning with Mitch Marner, because this is a player that, like, obviously Connor McDavid. You lose Connor McDavid, you cannot replace him. And look, everything he's been saying up until this point has made me. I've said it, like, it's just he doesn't seem very, I wouldn't say committed. He's not convinced with the direction of the team. He kind of said, like, I need to see where things are going. Clearly, if he liked where things were going, he would have signed. And he says, I want to try to win with this team. You've had 2 shots at a Stanley Cup. Teams rarely, I mean, Florida's, yes, been to 3 in a row. They also won 2 of the 3. Like, it's been clear that there's just things aren't working there, and a lot of it gets put on his shoulders, on Leon Draisaitl's shoulder. I just think that it'll be even more concerning if we're getting towards. I mean, remember with Nylander, I think he signed in January.
Yeah, he signed his deal. Yeah, it was mid-season.
Right. I think I was away when he signed his deal. I was on a vacation when he signed his deal, but there wasn't as much worry about Nylander leaving as there is with McDavid, because he hasn't said the one thing that we always like to hear from these players. This is where I want to be. I want to be here. This is where I want to spend my future. And even people who say that he will stay, they're like, it could be on a short-term deal.
Right.
There's just nothing seems to tell me he's committed to being there long-term.
Yeah, and nothing will tell you that until you see a long-term extension signed, sealed, and delivered. That's the only way to disprove that theory.
Yeah.
If you ask me, actions speak louder than words, and he's not signed a contract. That is an action. That's an action to me. Not signing a contract means that he's not sold on what's going on and not ready to. 'Cause they'll give him whatever money he wants. They'll give him whatever term he wants. He just clearly hasn't decided if that's where he wants to be. And that is very concerning for the Edmonton Oilers, because I don't think that they got better this offseason. I think it's a team that got worse this offseason. So if he thinks that, if they believe that they're going to do better than they did the last 2 years and somehow convince him that, think we're going in an upward direction, I don't know. They lost in Game 7 of the Cup Final, Game 6 of a Cup Final. I'd be shocked if they made the Cup Final with how this team is currently constructed, unless they make some additions. They need to they got to get a goaltender in there at some point, and even some more depth. They lost a lot of depth as well. So yeah, the concern is high in Oilers Nation, and every day he goes unsigned is a day closer to him not just becoming a free agent, Dave, but to him becoming a Toronto Maple Leaf. So boy, oh boy, the Edmonton Oilers fans are concerned. Let me tell you, they are definitely concerned. Besides McDavid, Kaprizov too hasn't signed his deal yet either, and in a very similar situation to McDavid. So I'll be curious to see how this all works out. We'll see who gets the deal. Maybe one of them don't get a deal. I think Dave might be frozen. There's no way he's still grinning at me. I think Dave froze on us here, which is hilarious that he froze on us on that bleep-eating grin as I brought up McDavid potentially being a Toronto Maple Leaf. It crashed his internet. That comment crashed his internet, apparently. All right, I'll wrap this thing up then, since we've lost Dave here. But training camp begins today. We'll hear from everybody. We'll hear from the Maple Leafs. We'll hear from the coaching staff, the players, and probably Brad Treliving as well. So excited for that, and we'll come back on tomorrow's show and break it all down. That'll do it for us here today on the podcast. I'd like to thank you all for listening and supporting the show. Dave's back.
I'm back.
Just in time for me to sign off. I was saying that comment about me talking about McDavid being a Leaf crashed your internet. It couldn't handle that.
Honestly, I was wondering. I was like, it just started everything started glitching, and I'm like, is like the Illuminati, like hockey gods listening and saying, "Oh yeah, he thinks so." Will crash.
Yeah, apparently. Well, we'll see. A day closer.
I did hear a bit about Kaprizov. That one is also.
Yeah.
I think the concern meter is a little bit higher than Kaprizov, considering what was offered.
Oh, you think? I don't